No.
Hello.
How is the drive?
Man, or two.
You made it though.
Like 25 minutes. Yet if it was rush hour, it'd be like an hour 45. No, I did live, and then Roxy was like chatting on my live and setting me stars, and I'm like, I just missed a turd.
You just missed what?
I missed turns getting here because I've never been over here before.
Oh.
So I'm already streaming on Facebook and LinkedIn, and then the I'm YouTube famous YouTube channel.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'm here.
As I'm like, maybe we'll just if anybody's watching on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, hello, good morning. It's week 40 of YouTube University. I'm just like against I'm just getting people are asking me for the link. Someone's just texting them all the link, right? So
Well,
doesn't
still 5 more minutes
it,
till start.
I know it doesn't matter that the Zoom link's the same on every week. You gotta remind people. So no, I just wanted to see how it would work from my cell phone to Zoom to Restream to three platforms.
That sounds a little complex.
Well, I know, but I want to make sure it's easy for everybody. So maybe I'll just share my screen and just show how Restream works. Because I know David was actually asking if he could do it to his Facebook. As I said, personal page and his business page, and all each one of those is just considered a different channel. So you literally just need to have a You
Mm,
literally just need to have a channel or an account that supports multiple channels. The free one only supports like two channels. Once you pay, then you can connect Zoom and then you can connect more. You got to pay to connect Zoom. At minimum, you got to pay to connect Zoom. So,
mm. Ah,
good
see,
morning.
I did not realize that. I know you set it up for me because I was asking, but I didn't.
You didn't have to last year. Now you have to pay to connect Zoom to Restream. So it is what it is. It's just one of those Ver environmental variables people have to be mentally conditioned for that if they want to do it from Zoom, they don't have to pay to connect Zoom. They can just go Restream will host maybe 10, I think I said 10 or 20 participants. So if you're gonna have a Zoom room bigger than 10 or 20, then you're gonna have to use I don't know how great Restream is for having multiple people.
Mm.
I don't know how well I'm gonna do with this because I literally have the Zoom window and I got the Restream window, and then I'm just like testing on here to make sure everything's showing up at the same time, and the latency is not too bad because I have no idea how well it's gonna be. So, did you request admin just in case I get kicked off?
I believe I did. Oh, let me just double check here. I thought I hit that. Okay, does it show that I'm recording now? It does on my end. Just to have a backup. Or last
Well,
time
that's what I thought. Well,
I had to press it twice. I think that's why it didn't work last time, is that I thought I clicked on it, but it clearly I did it again today and it didn't actually record it. On the side note, at Udi's party, his cousin asked me if I had used a specific astrology app, right? And I was like, no. And then I was like, why have I not actually looked at what my competition is? So
also,
I downloaded to look at them, and I'm like, okay, I know how my app is substantially different than what everybody else is using for astrology. What it looks like and what matches and what is different about it. So it is interesting. I always do things in the wrong order, don't I?
well,
Because you,
no, I
you
asked what the competition was, and you dropped a couple websites, and I'm like, okay, just as like people ask me, this is the thing when I talk to business owners, and I'm like, well, you need more customers. I can't find you on Google, I can't find you on Facebook, I can't find you on YouTube. What do you
yeah.
do, and what's your competition doing? Because the easiest way to pick up customers is literally look at what your competition is doing and outbeat them at that. Because
Well,
if you
well, and you know what's funny is that I didn't even look at them, and I'm looking, and I'm like, okay, these things are okay, but they're not doing the immersive combination of a holistic astrology that I'm really looking at, right? So they're either doing just the Vedic or just the Western, or they're just doing numerology, or they're just like everything is separate, or and then I'm bringing it all together, and I'm like, and it's interesting because there's a lot of ideas I thought were unique, which weren't unique because I guess other people are doing them already in the app. So it is interesting. So that was what I was doing this morning, and then fun times. Hi, David.
I think
Oh,
you're muted,
Austin's here
Mr.
too,
Rittenhour.
and Austin's here too.
How are you
Hello,
guys
Austin.
today? Hmm? Good morning.
A little tired. We were out with Udi at his karaoke birthday party last night. But I saw Kamisha.
That's good.
Yeah, I know, I know. And I saw her husband, so I was like, perfect. You
Oh,
know.
that's great. Because we haven't seen her for what, 2 years or something like that?
Yes, but I'm invited back to Tampa, St. Pete's, Clearwater area because she wants to do a couple things. And I'm like,
Mm.
perfect. Because we want to help business owners, nonprofits, influencers.
Udi's friend making the music.
Yeah, that's what I thought was interesting. That's what I thought was interesting
David,
was
have you
that.
have you heard the Udi song?
Uh, I don't think so. I might have heard
Okay,
it one time.
I'm gonna go find it and drop it because that was his friend that I actually spent quite a bit of time last night talking to, and he's been making AI music, and he made a Udi song, and they played it at the karaoke bar. It's actually quite catchy.
That's good. Yeah, he was having trouble um because Michelle was keep wanting him to, or he don't want to broadcast or something like that. The guy that makes it. I
Well,
can't hear
well,
you.
but maybe we'll eventually get him. This is to that point. We told Udi he should just be recording
Yeah,
his karaoke realistically. So he may change his mind, but this is what this weekly Saturday morning class is about, is the ones who are ready to go and build their brand and their authority are ready to do that. And the other ones can just watch until they're ready to do it. And we're just going to give you, a safe space every Saturday where we talk about what we've done this week, what we've learned, people we've run into. We're doing tech. Good morning, Austin. Oh, Dave, Mr. Chemetsky. I didn't even have to
morning.
did I have to remind you today? I don't think so.
You did not remind me today.
It's the same Zoom link every single week. I'm not
Oh, okay,
fancy.
good.
I'm not fancy. So how are you doing, David?
I'm doing
Mr.
well.
Chemetsky, introduce your as I break my computer because I'm sitting here waiting for somebody to show
Okay,
up. You're brand new here, so just introduce yourself
okay. I'm
so
Dave
that we get
Shemetsky.
acquainted.
Yep, I'm Dave Shemetsky. I do a bunch of things, but I help speakers get on stages and speak from authority versus just speaking to entertain. So what that means is there's always a takeaway, there's a giveaway, there's an opportunity to speak. While speaking your story is very powerful, it's more about what you're teaching the audience. What is the audience going to gain from your experience or your interaction? I do that a bunch of different ways, and then I lead people through, various other collateral being either podcasts, writing a book, and all alignment in your brand, and to make sure there's a real brand, not just colors, not just a nice logo. It really becomes who you are and your most authentic self. That was the
Very
best way I've ever said it.
Perfect. This is
I
why
sounded rehearsed.
practice.
Sounds very scripted. It was very
Yeah,
good.
and it wasn't. I'm not a very scripted. So even as a speaker, I'm not a very scripted person. I might have an outline, or what I call as a skeleton, and then through your knowledge, like Mike, like I've spoken to him plenty of times, and it's not anything scripted. It's just like, okay, if I ask you a question, you know the answers if you're an expert. If you're not, you're like, I got to look it up. Okay, that's fine. That's we're all at different stages of our lives.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
And Mr. Chemesky has graciously invited us to come visit him in New York to
Yeah.
do a future in-person YouTube University workshop. So we're excited to do that.
Yeah, it's the White
We already
Room.
got other invites from Boston and Philadelphia and New Jersey and Delaware. So when it's not winter, we'll show up.
Yeah, no, for sure. The White Room's yours when you want it. And as well as anybody else, if you decide to come out to New York and have an amazing experience, I don't have to be part of it. I run a facility that fits 50 people, and that's it's a good experience, and it's also good to show people New York City in a way that they might not get to see it.
We're still like 5 minutes in here, so hey, good morning, Austin. How you doing?
Doing good. Is my microphone on? Can't tell.
I've got too many windows going on right now. I've got Zoom and I've got Restream working. So, I told, I know you asked me to send you the link to see if we could get Mr. Vrablik on here today. So, I suggested he
I'm
was
here.
asking. Oh, you are here. Good. I can't see. I got too many screens open. I got too many screens open.
Do you want me to go and I can tell you who's here right now? Because we have. I'll do attendance to call everybody. Darlene is here.
Here.
Good morning, Darlene.
Hi.
We have MBM. I'm not sure who
That's
that is.
that's me.
That's Mr. Vrablik.
Okay,
Mr.
perfect,
David
perfect.
Brablich.
Sarah's note taker is here, and we got the Davids, and then I don't want to ruin her name.
Is it
Lucretia.
Lucretia?
Lucretia, is that right? Yeah, I don't speak English at all. I'm so Lucretia.
No,
And Sarah.
don't mind us. There's somebody's birthday party last night, and we're like, hey, we're gonna show up for an hour, and that was like 5 hours. So, very lack of sleep. But we're like, we're gonna show up for you every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, just to ask you how it is going with your content creation process. If you've got any questions for us, I know we helped Austin and David 2 weeks ago with launching their or getting starting to build their YouTube audience for their summit. And I've already shown that we were able to increase our YouTube subscriber count from in the 20s to the 50s. I think we've we had 30 watch hours, now we got 60 watch hours. So this is the whole reason we're wanting consistency. Get started, do one video a week, do one live stream a week, whatever you can fit into your schedule just to build your um consistency, your authority, and just interact with audiences because you've throughout your life, throughout your business, building your nonprofit, whatever, in-person networking, Zoom calls, or all this stuff you've been doing for your brand or whatever you're supporting. You've got all these audiences scattered all over the internet, right? So what we want to do is teach you how to tap into all the hidden audiences. We've got YouTube, we got Facebook, we got LinkedIn, we got Instagram, we got all these places. So it can become super overwhelming. I know because I talk to business owners every single day. And I'm like, hey, I'm looking for you online and I can't really find anything. Or you have no website, but it's a Facebook page. Like, what is the barrier? What's the barrier preventing you from showing up in more places? Usually it's time. Usually it's I don't know how to do it. Every time I touch a computer, I break it. I'm like, fair enough. Let me solve these technology hurdles for you so we can help as you go through your journey of your in-person networking, your trade shows, your Zoom, your online community building through your own Zoom calls. Let us help you get your message to all the platforms at the same time with less work. Let's make it super efficient because when you're happy with your technology and things work, you're going to just attract more people. And who knows what that can do for your visibility and the impact you can have on your on your community, right? Because as you lift up and empower others, they're gonna follow you. They're gonna be like, this person's great because they helped me with this. I didn't know about this because until they started broadcasting, live streaming, et cetera, right? So, and then as humans, we all know we like community, but we also like getting help from people. But we may not necessarily be know where to ask for help. So what are we doing right now? We are going on the internet. We're going on Google. We're going on ChatGPT. We're using Gemma. There's so many tools out there for us to search for help, but people can only find you with those answers if you're actually broadcasting yourself. This is called YouTube University. I just named it that because I'm monetized on YouTube and Facebook doesn't like me, but I'm also monetized on Facebook. But we're gonna leverage these technologies we have, leverage these channels and grow together. But everybody's gonna be at a different step, right? Some are just starting out with their YouTube. Some have been struggling with it for 10 years. I know because I talk to those YouTubers all the time. They're like, what am I doing wrong? And I'm like, you stopped. You started and you stopped and you haven't gone back. So let's brush off the embarrassment or whatever, and let's just like reactivate it. One video per week is all I'm asking. One video per week gives you 52 videos in a year. That should be more than enough for you to showcase your skills of your brand, um, before and afters with your customers, customer testimonials, um, things you do around the community. Like there's so many ways, a year's worth of content's a lot of content. And as you build these hidden audiences, a lot of times my wife posts, I post, and I get weird comments. I'm like, oh, thank you for making a comment because I didn't even know you were watching, right? And what we're training you within this weekly, this week is week 40, and what we're training you is to just do it. Just do it. One video per week, super simple, and just don't, since we're slowly building your audience, don't worry about the analytics. Don't worry about the likes. Don't worry about the comments. Don't worry about the reshares. Don't worry about it. Just do it for a year. Just do it for a year. Because not everybody's going to like, not everybody's going to comment, and not everybody's going to share, but they're going to be watching. All we're interested in is getting you to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube and your 4,000 watch hours. That's my main focus for you. I've been able to do it. My wife's been able to do it. I've got multiple monetized YouTube channels. I've people have a people, we're part of the YouTube partner program. We do monthly classes with YouTube, and it's the same thing. It's like just keep posting. Don't worry about there's no point worrying about analytics until you have thousands of people watching you and you have watch hours, and then you can be messing around with thumbnails and all the other intricacies that you'll eventually need to learn with YouTube. Just get started. We hold this space open for you every Saturday. If you got technology questions, like anything that's stopping you from going live, it doesn't need to be live. It can be pre-recorded. It can also be AI videos. I just want you to be adding one video per week to YouTube. It's easy to add that to all your other social medias. You can there's tools out there that will synchronize everything for you, and we'll help you set up everything. I just need to know where everybody isn't is at in their journey, and we'll just solve one tech issue per week and get you through it. So we're like
We're about
15 minutes in.
We've
So
got some questions. So Sarah has a couple of strategy questions, and so does
okay.
Oh my God.
Lucretia.
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 I'm not going to call you Lucy because I clearly have
Lucy is
issues.
totally fine. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I go
Hey,
by
you're on
Lucy a
camera
lot, so that's
today.
fine.
Nice to see you.
So why don't you ask us your question since you're right here? What's going on?
Okay, so tomorrow is World Wheelchair Day, and so I've made a video and it's like uploading as we speak. But is it too late to post it today for tomorrow? Like, should I have posted it earlier for next year? Like, I'm just gonna post it because I need to get a video out. But
Just um, I just post because the funny thing with social media is like I was told like we don't because we're relying on these platforms, we don't really know how quick they process stuff. So just post because
And my own
Wait, wait,
experience.
when you get to a certain point with YouTube, it's going to tell specifically YouTube, when you get to a certain audience size on YouTube, it's going to tell you exactly where your audience is in the world and when they're most active on your channel. So right now, just post and then share it. And well, in order to grow these audiences, we need to, if you once you post something to YouTube and Facebook, go tell everybody you posted and go you like when you're starting out with YouTube, it's like my wife and I are even though we're monetized, our subscriber count's super low. Like we're not 50,000, we don't have this huge audience. So you still got to send organic traffic. You got to keep reminding people that you exist because
And you can't really go
they
too late because the reality
yeah.
actually is just getting it posted, right? So if you posted a day early, that's even better because, okay, certain social medias like Facebook, there's things I see weeks later after somebody's posted them, right? So that is, I know it was like, I think Sarah had posted about the one trend about what chat thinks about you. And I saw that like it was at least a week, 2 weeks after she had posted it was the first time I even saw it, right? So YouTube will essentially see the algorithms and push your content after. So sometimes the timing will affect. So you may make it public and then decide to remake it public later on again. So it kind of just pushes it forward. There's nothing wrong with that. If you don't put it out there, it's never going to be seen to begin with, right? So
And Krisha, like I'm gonna jump in and say, even if it doesn't go viral, your content is so powerful for the people who it is most impactful for. Like, even if someone sees it 2 weeks after World Wheelchair Day, if your intended audience sees it and it touches them in a meaningful way, that's the most important part about your content. So who cares if it goes viral on Wheelchair Day or doesn't go viral at all, or it ends up going viral a month after Wheelchair Day? Whether it hits on the right day or not, your content is important and it deserves to be seen. So post it, or I will hack into your account and post it for you.
threats. So there's threats now.
It's uploading. It's uploading. It's just I wanted to know for next time if I should be like pre-planning because I really realized today that World Wheelchair Day was tomorrow. So I was like, oh, I should
Oh no,
probably like just upload.
it's perfect because more activity. And when I was trained in social media, it was like post every hour of every single day and expect no one sees it for years. That was what I was trained on. And then
Yeah, have lower the
someone I've
expectations.
been recently
Mike, not to get you off, but I want to say
exactly. Am
we
I
talked about this
exactly?
last night. I don't know how many of you remember this from the 90s, and it was a Saturday Night, was it Saturday Night Live? And it was the dating, and it was the lowered expectations. So you got it. We lower expectations, and if you get better than no, then you won't be sad, right? Like if you literally assume no one's going to see it, and you get 1,000 views, you're going to be very happy, right? And my other point with that was a lot of people won't even know that there's a World Wheelchair Day, right? Like the reality is the majority of people won't even know. So when they see it, it's going to be relevant to them at that time anyways, that they're learning that day even exists, right? So keep that in mind too, right? Because Sarah has questions
Awareness.
and Kristen has
All awareness is great. Go ahead. And
exactly.
Kristen's gonna have that, so
Yes. Well, Sarah asked for, let's ask Sarah and then we'll go to Kristen.
yep,
So
yep.
All right. My question is kind of on the same wavelength. So obviously my niche is AI technology and automation. Claude is hot in the news right now with, Claude Code and
Yep.
Claude Cowork and Claude Skills and all this stuff. So I have a couple videos that are scripted that I'm going to try to record this week and get, and by scripted, I mean like loose outline. My kind of questions are all all similar. One is when I'm talking, and I fully anticipate that my videos will do well and then probably drop off because they're timely, right? They're not long-term earners because they are hot and that information will be out of date, 2 weeks from now. Um, is it okay then in the video to just go ahead and reference like this is what's relevant as of, beginning of March?
I,
Like,
I
would you go
I
ahead
would
and say the
definitely do
date?
that. I would, or even just put it in your description, right? Just putting in the description that, if you don't say it in there, just putting in there like this was made on this date, right? And
Yeah.
this is correct to this date because you are very accurate that if you are in tech, especially IT, AI, it is constantly evolving. So you could say one thing to somebody and literally 3 days later there's a whole new part of that,
Yeah.
right?
When I'm teaching, I'm constantly like looking like an idiot because as soon as I say something, someone in the chat will be like, actually, and I'm like, cool, awesome. Like as soon as I go on live,
You're gonna
45
get, you're
minutes
gonna get,
later, the
you're gonna,
information's out of
you're,
date.
you're, you're gonna get that because on my YouTube, people tell me I'm wrong all the time, and I'm like, okay, I have a consulting business. I got to this point in my business based on what I've learned, and so far I've been successful. However, you may have a different piece of knowledge I don't, and that's great. That's why I want you to leave a subscribe and leave a comment and keep watching my videos and keep giving me watch hours, please. Like
Yeah,
I'm
I mean, I
totally
will never, ever, ever be out of content to share because I could make the same video on the same topic every single week and just share new news. And
Oh,
I
yeah,
will
and
literally
that's a
never, ever
great
run out
idea.
of topics.
That's actually a
and I,
good idea. Maybe you do
and
like
I'll
a
get
weekly news update
Like a
on what's going on
series.
with AI, right? And because
Yeah.
then
and
it's
I'll get
also gonna help be more in line, and because it is that time, right? Like because everything changes so quickly now, right? That's actually a
Yeah.
and
great idea.
I'll give you an example because I watch a ton of YouTube content because people are like, hey, can you review my channel? Can you review my channel? And I'm like, it's amazing when when you know, like, and trust somebody. They're gonna sit and consume all your content regardless, Sarah. So it's gonna be like, hey, I remember Sarah making these videos 2025 and 2026 and 2020. Like I can watch people like Grant Cardone or whomever on the internet, and you can see their authority through the years. Their suit changes, their hairstyle changes. So I'm like, they have an audience because they're consistently uploading content. And regardless if you like them, like everything they say or not, people watch that stuff. So date stamps great. You're like, hey, this is me. It's February still, right? Okay. It's February 2026, and this is what I'm doing right now. And your audience, we're just building up that know like and trust with your audience. So my tech videos on YouTube, they're always going to be dated because I was teaching people how to back up like Windows 7 and then Windows 10, then Windows 11. Like it's just like, hey, here's what I've learned, and if you want to trust me, give me a call and I'll solve your tech headaches for you, right? I'm just like, this is where my experience comes from. So you're just documenting your experience, and that's perfect.
And
Well, and
then
sorry,
in
sorry,
terms of the
I
length of those videos, would you try to keep them short and sweet because they're going to constantly be updated and people don't have the bandwidth to watch a 45-minute video on information that's going to be outdated next
I'm
week?
gonna say in order to get monetized on YouTube as long as possible. Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, that's where your shorts go because that stuff's not going to be indexed by Google in the future. But once you get monetized on YouTube, you get your 1,000 subs, you get your 4,000 watch hours on YouTube. It's really, I'm gonna say, it's a challenge to get 4,000 watch hours on YouTube. That's why when Julie and I got monetized in 2024, it was at 0.01% of YouTube channels. Now with AI content being automatically pushed up, we're at like 2% of YouTube channels monetized, and that's why YouTube's changed stuff for rules about AI and AI stuff because the people have learned how to game the algorithm. So they're like, hey, we want you to keep making YouTube. Just, keep
well,
doing
and,
it, and then
and the one
and
thing
then
I
the
want
rules just change, but
to
they still want you to get 4,000 watch hours in order to push you to Google search, right? So.
Well, what I want to point out is,
Go ahead.
because you have a couple of really good points. So yes, you want the longer because you want the watch hours, right? And then you take the longer, and your best bet, especially when it is very time sensitive, is to make shorter parts from that long, right? So then you're using that in the most effective way. So then people that with the attention spans not there, they're scrolling through TikTok, whatever, YouTube Shorts, Rumble now has Shorts, and they see your tip or your new update, right? But then if they want to watch all of them, it links back to your 45-minute video, right? That
So
is
like
probably the
opus
best.
clip it, split it up, post a whole bunch of shorts, and then every single short points to the full length.
Yes, well, and if you're on YouTube and sorry, if you do a live, let's say you're doing this live and you're pushing it, you could be doing it like we're doing with Restream or whatever. It doesn't even matter. You can just do it directly on live. If you have it on landscape or not landscape, when I can do it now, because this is what we're doing now, when I've had it vertical, like upright, I can easily make shorts on YouTube from that video. So I'm watching my own video. I can go in it, literally just pull out those clips. I can put the closed captioning, little decos on it if I want, and link it right back to the video. And then you can also then at that point you can download them and put them onto other social medias. So then you can download those from YouTube and do that. So that's one way. If you want to use it the other way where you're pre-doing the videos, dividing it up, and then doing it, you of course can do it. There's multiple ways depending on which forms and how you're making your content, right? So that would be my suggestion, just because like I do very similar content where I'm doing weekly overviews of the energies, right? So each week is only relevant for the week. And then I divide it up into like this day, and then I'll have it posted like for February 28th. This is the energy of the day, or make a little clip and put the date on it. Sometimes I'll tell a story and I'll just put the theme of it, and it may not be relevant to a date, right? And it is amazing how many things with dates, and this is perfect for you, Lucy, that things I'm like, why are people watching it? This has a date from like January, but people are still watching it for whatever reason, right? So don't get too hung up on that. It is
They
the
like you.
they
It's your
like you.
hidden
Thank you.
it's your hidden
More of you.
it's your hidden audience you're activating, and this is the whole point of making content. So
Exactly. Does
so
that
you
help?
can you can do it directly from YouTube, and Julie should make a video instruction. We need to make instructions for that because it's not something I do, but my wife does that well. So there's a bunch of different ways, but shorts are great because shorts get put into the in your feed, and if people like your stuff, they're gonna instantly go to your YouTube channel and they're gonna start consuming all your stuff. So this is why we're like, hey, you can definitely focus on shorts. Easy way to get new subscribers, but they want other stuff on your channel to consume. So
Well,
this is why
and
we're working
the
every
problem is,
single week on
yeah,
adding stuff.
you either get monetized by your 4,000 watch hours, or you have to get like one of those shorts to go viral with 1 million views, right? And it is
3 million,
easier.
3 million, three
There
million.
you go. So you have so the I actually think of the shorts in my content as the advertisement for my longer content. That is how
Now,
I.
can you combine the watch hours from shorts and the watch hours from long, so it's one or the other?
They do no, they do
If
combine the
it,
hours. They do, but you don't normally get that many hours off of a short
it,
unless you've gotten a lot of views. And I
it,
think that's also why.
I'm gonna say it depends on your back end on your YouTube. It depends because I've seen so many different back ends based on which countries people are in. Because people will come to me and say, I don't need this many watch hours, Mike. And I'm like, great. Add me as an add me as editor, add me to your back end of YouTube so I can compare and contrast an account in America versus Canada versus Dubai versus England, because the requirements always change. And that's why it's like, okay, what's your requirement to go to be monetized, right? Because there's a lot of accounts I look at where it's 10, 20, 30,000 subs. They don't have the watch hours. And I'm like, okay, you're great at consistently making content, but let's tweak this channel. It's either your audience was purchased, happens from time to time, or there's just something weird, and we got to solve whatever weirdness is going on so that way we can get them to the next level. Go ahead, Kristen.
Your turn, Kristen.
No, I just wanted to jump in on what was being said earlier, and you just said it again now. Coming from a very linear person, like everything's got a date and a timestamp kind of person. My pictures are organized that way, like everything. It has been the biggest struggle in the world to dump that way of thinking when it comes to even social media, YouTube, everything. I had content that was like a year old, and I'm like, do I put it up? I've only shared it in my group. Maybe I'll make a short out of it. Oh, it's old. And I was like, who the hell is going to know? Even now, I realized I wasn't doing shorts for icons. I have them. I just haven't had time to put them up. And I said to myself, well, nobody's going to know which one launched when. It's a short. I felt like I had to do it all that week that it launched,
Yeah. The only thing that they can see, like if they're really interested, they could go into the description and it might say it was like 2 years ago if you had posted it 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
That might be the only thing because often they are suggesting, especially in a lot of a lot of the YouTube communities that we've been following is going back to some of your older content that you think is good that maybe didn't get the views or whatever, and then just making a new thumbnail, reposting it and bringing it out like it's new content, right? And you will see that yourself. Like I've been watching enough YouTube that sometimes I get scammed by somebody where I've been following them and I realize, oh yeah, it's a new video. And like, I've seen this video, you tricked me, right? And I'm like, silly trick.
Yeah, but that's for those of us who are on, like I'm here at this
Yeah.
screen a lot. I'm on this thing a lot because that's what I'm using for, to post and stuff. So I see stuff and I'm like, hold on a second. But then I realized I'm not the norm. When I think for those of us who are on here a lot, we start to say, oh, we don't want to be that repetitive person. But the average person is on before work, middle of the day work, after work, before the kids go to bed.
Exactly.
So they're not going to see
And
it.
that's why we always say like keep posting and you want to put it everywhere. And I was actually this was the conversation we had last night with the person who made the Udi song, right? So the friend that we went and visited. And I said, they're like, well, one today. I'm like, you could do it, like Mike said, every hour. And it would, you might be like, this is so annoying and cringy, but I guarantee 99% of the people that follow you or come across it would maybe be lucky to see one of them, even in that same time frame, right? Unless everybody else just stops posting and they only follow one person, then I guess you would be annoying, right? So it is this, we have to change your thinking. That is correct, Kirsten, because how we perceive is not how this internet AI life is. Time is a different thing in the system of technology. And that is actually true. Like technology changes really quickly, but simultaneously we can only consume so much and we have everything pulled up. That's why we're constantly behind. Like there was somebody saying, "Oh, have you used this app?" And I was like, "I haven't even heard about it," right? And everybody, "Oh, everybody's using it." I'm like, "Who's everybody?" Because in my group, no one's even heard of it. But I guess I'm already behind, right? So that's just how speed of what is happening, and then it's always our own perspective, right, Mike? Any comments on that?
No, and if we're thinking about frequency, I said I was trained post every single hour of every single day, and people are like, that's crazy. And I'm like, well, you don't even know if it's being seen by anyone. And a new friend we just met in Miami who went viral with no effort, her strategy is 31 times a day. So you think 24 is crazy? She's doing 31 and just reposting other people's stuff. And that's what made her blow up on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And she's like, I don't really have a methodology. I literally just bought a course, followed the course, and posted 31 times per day. But I'm like, you've got a likable personality. There's all these factors. I'm like, you have a huge
Well,
untapped audience.
one thing I want to
Yeah, I'm
mention is
just,
every
go ahead.
social media is actually also very different. So you have to remember
Exactly.
this is also why we start with YouTube because it feeds to Google, right? So if you're putting the information into YouTube, it's going to help you get searched. So we put this as YouTube as your main, but you really want to build those communities because you might really take off in a different community. Like right now, I am currently working on building my Substack. So I've had a Substack, I've watched people, and I'm like, you know what? I want to go live here. I really like Substack. For me, it is a version of Facebook that's not broken. I can actually find things and information in it. That is my perception of it. And I'm like, oh, people can go live. Well, how do you go live on Substack? So I start researching. And I'm like, I don't have enough followers on Substack. I guess I don't, I post things there and I more so follow and read people's things. So I've been posting over the last few weeks, just sharing things, putting more effort into posting there, and then found out last night I need 10 subs, right? So I put out to Substack, I'm like, hey, Substack, how do I get to go live? I need more subs. And I'm very sure just from putting that out into the community, because they don't censor, like my posting doesn't disappear because I have no subs. I'm up to having enough subs that I should be able to add that into another stream of going live. So every community, every social media is going to be a little different in how you interact with it. So how we think of wins is really the idea is just getting everybody everywhere, every eyeball you can on your content, on what you're selling, on your service, because that is another hidden social media. And then you've got this social media over here. Like I look at the list of social medias and some of them I use, people they're not even on that, right? Because there's so many different places you can go and put out your information, right?
I
So
know. And but when on those like Rumble or Substack, it's typically people looking for particular information, right? So that's that audience. And you're like, well, why am I not getting traction on YouTube or Facebook or whatever? I'm like, like all my marketing training, it's in Russell Brunson's book. Go figure out the people, your audience, go figure out where they hang out. And then learn what they're doing, learn where they are, learn what they're talking about, because that's so you can like, hey, I've got this and this is right for this community. We're just saying, hey, get a video, one video per week, and get started, do that for 52 weeks straight. If you're good at consistency and doing once per week and it's not overwhelming and intimidating, then start amping up the frequency, because once these you when you know once you're consistent on YouTube, YouTube's going to send all your videos to Google. And the great thing about that is then it's AI search engines are also going to see it. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, they also send that
great point.
information to
I totally
Google,
didn't even
but
think about
not
that.
at the frequency not at the frequency YouTube. YouTube hammers Google with your video links
Yep.
as long as you're consistent. And
Yep.
as soon as you get monetized, somebody's gonna search you or your business name or your product name, and Google search without paying for ads, without playing the SEO game on your website. Google is just filled with your YouTube links, which then benefits you with on AI search and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's why this is YouTube first. But if you're already doing that effort of making that video on YouTube, go throw it everywhere else and tap into all these other audiences. So in a year, we're at week 40, so we've had some people with us from day one and some people are new. So, thank you for joining us every week here. Um, just consistency. Just keep building it. There's going to be tech issues that pop up. You're not going to be sure about content. Just post it. Just post it. Am I missing any questions or?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so I had a question. So I have a lot of content. I have, 100 podcast episodes that I did video and I had permission to
Yep. Yep.
upload it. Um, just throw it all up there, right? I mean, if I'm hearing you right, at the beginning, it's not going to, do
I I
anything until,
I've learned to not expect a pat
but
on my back or any comment.
yeah,
Usually when I post stuff, I make people angry and I'm like, hey, it's just my observation. You don't have to get hurt by my observation. It's a different person's opinion, right? So that's why I'm like, hey, put my stuff everywhere and just see what the feedback is, because YouTube is where people go to search for something they're trying to learn. And yours would be great for that, because if it doesn't, if you're like, well, nobody likes my stuff on Facebook, nobody likes it over here. I'm like, well, so I put it everywhere. Assess the feedback in a year. See how your subscriber count went up. That's why when some of the training we do on YouTube are like, hey, welcome your audience, remind them to like and subscribe, because when they listen to you, they're um they're looking for direction, they're looking for help, and they're gonna do what you tell them to do because they're already watching your video. They must like you. They must like the sound of your voice, the tone, your messaging. And I would if you've got stuff, go throw it up there. There's going to be the work of adding the description or the title, the description, the thumbnail, um, maybe sorting the videos into playlists so you can say, hey, start, it's just I don't want YouTube or social media creation to be overwhelming. It's get started, get comfortable because some people are using Windows computers, some are using a Mac, some only have a tablet. The interface is going to be different for everybody depending on how they use a computer. So just get comfortable with it. Um, if you want to use AI tools to make your titles, descriptions, great. Early on in this class, I showed in any particular niche. We can pull a lot of data out of YouTube. There's plugin tools like vidIQ or TubeBuddy or ViewStats. There's all these plugins for YouTube that will actually you can say, hey, I want to know what people are searching for in my niche. So if I'm doing public speaking or dominating a stage or a TEDx talk or whatever, you can search. There's these tools that let you search for those topics on YouTube, and they'll show you exactly what people are searching for. And you're like, perfect. They'll give you title suggestions, they'll give you description suggestions, thumbnail suggestions. Not that you have to go with exactly what AI suggests, but it's just to get you over the writer's block, right? Because sometimes things are information overload, and you're like, I don't know what to do, Mike. And I'm like, okay, show me what you started with, and I'll give you some suggestions. And then if we need to do one-on-one consulting, we'll jump into one-on-one, and I'll be like, okay, let's try this, and like see what happens over the next 6 months. Because I don't expect overnight results with YouTube. It's this long road, but
Right.
if you're consistent with it, the ROI can be really quick with it,
Yeah. Well,
especially
like
if people are
that investment, there's multiple ROIs on it, right? Like, so it's finding your hidden audience, finding your potential clients, getting views. If you get monetized, well, there you get some extra money, right? Like, there's so many ways you can look about the return on investment. So again, if we go back to the lowered expectations, right? Like, like the reality is you're probably, if you go crazy and you're able to make monetization and get thousands of dollars like easily per month after you go viral, wonderful. But that's not unfortunately the norm, right? So we lower it and we go of the bigger picture of what is the return on investment for doing these videos, right? Is it that I have to exist and I have to have people see me and I have to have people find my business, have to know that we exist, right? So we are giving you all these tools to help you stay that you're at least posting, right? And the reality is you are already beating 99% of the population because no, they're not making the videos, right? They're not doing it. And especially if you are on camera, that is becoming very powerful because there's less and less people putting themselves out there in real life, right? So take advantage of that. Sarah does have a question about strategy. Do you have anything else about that, David, that we can answer? Is
There's
there
a whole
any?
bunch of strategy, but I'll listen because some of
I,
this is stuff that you've taught, and I don't want to. Yeah.
David, when you upload them, they don't have to be public right away. You can mark them on like I told one of our mutual friends, I'm like, yeah, we probably have a lot of mutual friends, so I'm not sure which one I'm talking about, but um, there's one who said, hey, I got all these podcast episodes, and I'm like, I can't even find you on the internet.
Oh, that was something I
So
wanted to say
Yeah.
after.
so
I can show you guys how I show up now on YouTube out of like essentially not existing, right? And I can
so
show you guys
so
that
so
after.
I said so I just suggested move them one at a time over, like go move them over to YouTube, and you can just do drip. Be like, hey, my podcast was over here. Now we're on YouTube. And you still got to share it. You still got to share it on Facebook and share it or share it whichever audience you have, if it's LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or Snapchat or whatever. There's so many of them. I'm on all of them. We need to, re us posting organically about it and reminding people we have YouTube is like a commercial. We're like, hey, here's my stuff. go watch, go listen. It's over here. And we're just like gotta remind people every single day where it is. And then as you build up that traction, as we get, as YouTube sees you're being consistent, um, they're gonna be like, hey, here's another backlink for Google. Hey, here's another backlink for Google. Here's another backlink for Google. It's not gonna be overnight. It's gonna take course over months and your first year of doing it consistently. But what we're saying is consistency. If you go fast and then stop, that's gonna hurt you. Once a week is going to be okay. I can handle once a week. I can handle sharing that. Hey, my podcast is now over here. Oh, hey, we got a new episode. Hey, I uploaded the archive. Stuff you've never seen from me before is now on YouTube, right? And just like, and YouTube's like, hey, you're giving, because what we're really doing is feeding a content machine. I've said this in past classes. It's 2026. The daily views on YouTube is more than Netflix and Disney Plus combined. People are bored. There's not, when I go on Facebook, when I go on Instagram, some of the stuff I'm seeing is weeks old. That means creators are burned out and not pushing stuff as much as they used to. And I'm like, well,
So really, being consistent is almost like the
Yep.
new trend, right? Like if you can get consistent, that is gonna make that's just gonna make it. Like showing up also because okay, if we look at the state of society, I'll just put it like a side note, but if we look at it, people are looking for some comfort, right? So if they start building a relationship or like your content or whatever, and you keep showing up, you're giving them that like at least something that they can kind of rely on, right? Because people are
Mhm.
finding that they can't rely on it. So if you do offer stuff, especially if it is very much about helping people and stuff like that, and you're doing it regularly, they start relying on you showing up. So then when you don't show up, that's how you're going to lose your clients, right? Or your customers
uh,
or
happened to us already this week. Somebody gave us a time and a date. We showed up, they didn't, and I'm like, that's not what you want to do with your audience,
no, you don't
unfortunately.
want to do that, right? Okay, so Darlene has a quick question. Do you upload them all at once? Now, Darlene, it depends on your own time, right? Like if you have a whole bunch of videos, you can upload them and then set them to go public at different times. So you could definitely do them. I would highly recommend not putting them all up and posting them all live at the same time because you
That's a
don't necessarily want
that,
your
that was
own video compete with your own video, right? So even if you're going to have them all go up, let's say you want 2 or 3 to go live in a day, I would have them at different times during the day to see like what the response is, maybe when people are watching them, or just maybe one a day, right? So you can definitely all upload them all at once if you have them all done. I wouldn't post them public all the same day.
no, we want to do a drip. It's like an email drip campaign where it's like just do. I'm like, if you got a backlog of 50, like backlog of stuff, do the once a week.
Yes, yes.
If you
And
got, well, you can do more often. I'm just saying that if you upload a whole bunch of old stuff right away, and then you're not uploading new stuff, like we were like,
where did you go?
you're
Where
gonna
did you go?
exactly. Well, YouTube's gonna be like, hey, great, you gave me new content. You gave me not that is new content, might be old content. You gave me new stuff. Feed me more. You feed
Yes.
me more, I'm gonna promote you. But if you don't feed me more, I'm gonna shut you down.
Little shop of horrors, right? You know,
Exactly. Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, exactly. The big
Feed me,
giant
Seymour.
man-eating
Yep,
plant.
yep. Feed me, Seymour.
Because like everybody grows their YouTube as everybody grows it differently. Some people aren't even active on YouTube, but they just have like their course videos from their Kartra or whatever online course they have, and the videos are on YouTube. They're like, I'm like, dude, you got like so guy or girl. I'm like, you got so many watch hours. They're like, oh, that's from my course. I'm like, you should be tapping into your you. I'm like, you're sending traffic to YouTube. You got like to add some more stuff because I'm like, I'm like, you can skyrocket it, but you're not adding new stuff to it. So it's kind of sitting there in this limbo state where YouTube likes you because you got old stuff there and you're getting a couple of views per week, which is a lot more than other accounts. I'm like, add something new to it because then uh, I can instantly tell. I can instantly tell if it's a stale YouTube account because I'm gonna go search you on Google. And if there's no backlinks from YouTube, like there's some people where I'm like, all your backlinks on YouTube are somebody else's some from other channels. And it's like, get a cop, like react. I'm like, somebody else's YouTube is promoting you. Like, grab, activate YouTube for yourself. I
Yes,
know you use leverage other people's audiences to get found. Now go activate it because you have that audience and you're just ignoring them. I
yes.
don't know. It bugs me when I search for people on Google and I'm like, oh, but I can't convince anybody to listen to me except anybody who shows up on Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern. So anyway,
Okay, Sarah's other question, I just want to read this out because we kind of skipped it over here. She was asking, when it comes to the type of batching strategy for her content, is that possible for her type of content since it's also so timely and AI is moving so fast? So should she focus on developing systems behind the scene, which she already has, and then just film weekly on and then maybe on the fly if topics are hot? I would say it depends on how you feel about that, Sarah, right? Like, I would highly recommend you're doing at least the one, like, one news type of, show, getting that longer content, and then maybe doing shorts if something comes into like, oh, this is an update, and literally going live on your phone and doing, a little clip or something on that. That's the
and
way I would.
we haven't talked about the easiest way to get new subs
Next city.
on YouTube is the lives. So if you're building up this, you've got stuff on your YouTube and you're like really struggling with the subscribers, go live. Mr. Vrablik was asking about this, and I was like, well, until we discover, people are asking about times to go live. I'm like, well, just get into consistency of doing it, and then we can really, once we have analytics, we can kind of pick a good time. But like my wife's does Sunday because it's weekend. There's going to be more eyeballs on YouTube on a weekend than middle of the day in North America because everybody's at work, school, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But lives will drive a ton of lives will drive a ton of eyeballs, especially if you already have existing content on your YouTube, because people are already subscribed to you but YouTube wants you to go live for like an hour or longer because they got to send that signal, and YouTube's only going to send that signal out to your subscribers if they see you've gone live for a good 20-30 minutes, because they have to tell the whole internet you're live. Well, that takes effort and
There's a time delay, right? Once you go live,
electricity.
yeah.
So
Well, once you do go live, like, and this will happen. Actually, this was a really good tip from somebody who's doing really well, and he went. I think he has 2 million viewers or whatever. The guy that she was interviewing, that he was walking around New York, right? We were listening to that on the YouTube
yeah, yeah.
meeting. So
Oh
one of
yeah, yes.
Yes. So, okay, where was I going with that? Because he had a strategy of, oh, he was explaining like the live. The lives are really what did it for him because people want to interact. So again, if we look at about so if we look at like how the mental health is, like people, like I said, like they're looking for security, they're looking for somebody they trust, so you showing up every week is important,
Mm.
but then going live is how they can interact with you, right? But then that's also another level that if you get enough people, you can have them have to subscribe, or you'll be like, oh, I'll answer questions if you send me a super chat or something. So there's other ways you can also monetize that in that community as you build it up. However, it's just a good way to even build it. Like, people like being acknowledged. Lives are so powerful because people like being acknowledged by somebody else on the TV, essentially, right? Like, this is the version of TV that now exists, is online content, online, um, all this digital stuff, right? And then people go, "Oh, this person is talking to me, and they don't know who I am," right? And then you start to build those relationships, and I think that's why lives are so powerful. Is it's that human interaction that we seem to kind of be lacking in our lives, right? In our real lives, there's not as much, right? So that is why that's so
Well,
powerful.
it's a whole broadcast radio, broadcast TV, as we've mentioned this in previous classes, just because uh, eyeballs are shift, we're all programmed when we grew up, most of us, radio, your favorite show, tune in a certain day, certain time, right? That's how they built their audience. They just kept saying, tune in at this day and time, and whatever I'm going to be talking about is whatever I'm talking about, and you're either going to listen to it or not. So that radio methodology went to black and white TV, one or two channels, and then um, just expanded. And there's like, if you remember TV, like most channels don't have enough, never had enough content. And then that's when advertising started and infomercials started, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So think of yourself as a channel.
Yes, and
Like
that's why they call them
people,
YouTube
people,
channels.
you, I know everyone in this room. I've met all of, except Lucretia. I've met like everybody in this room. I've met everybody in person. So you have a following, you have an audience. We may not have as when Mr. Chemetsky joined, he was talking about logo branding, colors. Like most people ain't gonna have that stuff figured out at all. They may have basics. We don't even worry about it. We want to build the audience first, and it may
Yeah.
take you a while. I'm like, I've been building an audience. I've been self-employed 20 years. My audience is constantly changing, and I was like, wait a minute. Once I got over the fact that my audience didn't have to be only in my city, that's just like mind blown, right? And then I was recruited in 2019, 2020. They're like, you got to have your own show. You got to have your own show. You got to have your own show. And it was this like, but I was told it had to be structured. It has to be structured. It has to be ready to be sold to Hollywood is how I was trained. And I was like, okay. And that is so much energy and effort. And I was like, wait a minute, let's back this up. So I did it. I did structured shows, 30 minutes, etc., about technology. And that's why got me my watch time on YouTube. But it's like there's so much energy and effort. Let's step back. Just go live
Yes.
and
Because
make and then build out certain, you can add certain structured stuff afterwards, but you got to build that audience first.
you do. And you point out a lot about how you can burn yourself out, right? Like if you're looking for perfection, you're going to burn yourself out and then you stop showing up and you've lost your people or you just kind of disappeared, right? And we want to avoid burnout. We want to have it that it's realistic. So realistically, like getting at least that one video a week, and then whether you decide to chop it up or however you want to do with that, that's just going to keep you that consistent so you don't burn out. Okay, so
What I was gonna say was like I liked the structured format,
yes.
but I would rather have the audience interaction, especially in my field, because it's technology. I need stuff to fix. I want to know, like, Sarah's doing AI stuff. You're gonna have an audience for Claude, especially if you go live, because you're like, hey, drop your most common question about Claude or Open Claude or whatever, and I'll find you an answer because people want to know about it now because that stuff's timely, and you should be able to rack up a ton of views by asking for your audience to give you feedback.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so we got about 3, 4 minutes left. Darlene was first asking about charging for a class. Actually, we are in the process of developing a 8-week course that's going to help you get from like it's a literally we're going to help you get 30 videos done in the 8 weeks. So we're in the process of planning it right now. So that's what our plan is, right, Mike?
Yes, we wanted to make sure we're coming close to year 2 of this class. We're at today's week 40. Week 53 is just around the corner. And we've been getting a lot of a lot of requests, and we're like, okay, we hear you. There's just a lot of planning, a lot of logistics to do that. And I let my wife plan a course that she would
Oh
appreciate
yeah, because
herself
I get
going
to do
through.
all of that.
No.
Yeah.
I'm just like, because some people like, I totally get it. So this is why that may not be my forte, my expertise. That's why I'm handing the that off to somebody else who can do a way better job than me. I'm the tech guy. I answer questions and help you get over mindset blocks that I commonly run into because I'm literally on Zoom calls almost every day with creators, and they're asking me, well, how do I do this? How do I do this? And I'm like, we just gotta we just gotta get started.
So well, yeah,
You
and then
got, you got a, you got a technology
we're
question?
literally
I'm good.
we are
Yeah.
literally taking all these ideas so we can bring it into a course form. So then if you want to follow it, and depending on we will work with you directly to help you with your actual plan, right? And we're going to help you get through it. So you've got your 30 videos, whether you're not going to probably post all 30 immediately, but you're going to get those videos done over the 8 weeks because we're going to encourage you and help you. And we're planning that out right now. Before we leave, because we got 2 more minutes, can I demonstrate just to show how that Google, because I know we talk about the Google and that you can be found. And I'm going to tell you, like, I was not found until I started doing this. Like, I'm a small business. So being able to be found as like the #1 link on YouTube is huge, or not YouTube, on Google is huge. And so can I show that, Mike?
Yeah, if it works today.
Well, let's see. Can you tell
I'm
me
just,
if you
I'm just watching. I'm
can
just
you
watching
see my
the.
screen?
Yeah, I can see
Yes.
it.
Okay,
I'm just watching the
perfect. Okay.
parking lot. There's people
So
showing
we're
up.
on a Google. So if we go in, my thing is breathe within yoga, right? And I search it. It's the locations they're looking for yoga studios, but if you come right here, this is my YouTube channel right here. There is my Facebook book is right there because they work together. So you literally click on it, you are right at my YouTube channel. And then I'm like, this is like, it's wonderful. It is wonderful to be able to be seen, right? Because then it goes there and there's my breathe within yoga page, right? So that is why we talk about that, is because it does work. It does. Like, you keep showing up and you keep putting it in, you will be found in the algorithms. And I didn't pay for anything. We don't have SEO. We don't have any of that stuff. That was all from doing the YouTube videos. So my return on investment, even if I'm not making a big amount of money, and I only have about 1,900 subs on the YouTube itself, my return on investment is I'm found on the internet. That is huge. That is a big thing. Reason we got into this was because we saw businesses disappear during COVID, right? You didn't have an online presence in small communities, especially in Canada where things got really locked down. If you didn't have an online presence, you're probably not in business now. Right. And that affected our business because we worked for other businesses. So we needed businesses to stay in business. So we had jobs. And so that was like, we saw the cycle of, if we want to help businesses have to stay in business so we can help you. Right. So that is the circle of the YouTube. And now it's 10:01. So any final thoughts, Mike?
No, I'm good. This should have been live streamed to the I am YouTube famous YouTube channel because I've been a little bit lax on uploading the last couple of recordings, so my apologies on that. But there's so many things going on right now, and we're planning course curriculum for this YouTube university. So during the
Is there any last questions before we close up today? If anybody had any last, oh, Kristen has something. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, when you do upload those, will you let us know? Because then I'll go watch them, because I did have some, like, I was like, oh, didn't we learn that a couple weeks ago? And just to
I
refresh
think
my memory.
yeah, no, I will notify you. They're all just sitting. I was also between a Windows computer and now I'm on a brand new MacBook Air, so it was like I was having issues with the recordings on the Windows computer. Switched over to the Mac, works 1,000 times better than the Windows computer. So, um, which so
Get them up, Mike.
I will notify you when they're uploaded. That's why I'm like, as of today, we're just gonna live stream everything. I had some negative feedback in the past when I was live streaming, and I'm like, I just gotta get over everybody else's opinion of me. So today's been live streamed to LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. So that's what I did today. Because I was actually gonna show you the Restream Studio and how to easily stream everywhere is just from a desktop computer. But we had some new people
Actually,
jump in today, so
yeah.
that's great.
No, that's awesome. Okay, well, I guess we'll run it up since it's 10:02. So you guys everybody have a great weekend. Get your ideas going. Make a video. Make a video.
If you're not in the Facebook group already, go join the I am YouTube famous Facebook group because we want you to post your YouTube channels in there. Post updates, share wins with us. Any technical questions, just put them in that Facebook group because that's gonna be the easiest way to get an answer. Like text messages might get buried. The nice thing about having that Facebook group, I think we're over 300 members now, so there's plenty of YouTube professionals in there that don't even show up for this class yet. They're chatting with me on the side. So I was like, hey, if Saturday 9 a.m. Eastern's not great for you, just post something in the Facebook group and then we'll follow you, like, subscribe, or solve your technical challenge and go from there.
Perfect. Okay, well, I guess we'll
All right.
end now, and we'll see everybody
Yep.
next week, same time, and we'll see you guys then. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.